Flying can be a stressful experience for many people, especially for those who are not familiar with the process. There are many mistakes that can be made when preparing for a flight, or while actually on the plane. In this video, we will discuss the top 8 mistakes to avoid when flying to ensure a smooth and stress-free experience. 8. Not checking in online. When you check in for a flight online before heading to the airport, you may save time and avoid potential hassles. When you check in online, you will have the option to pick and print your boarding pass, choose your seat, and in certain cases even check your luggage. You will be able to avoid waiting in lengthy check-in queues at the airport and guarantee that you have a seat on the aircraft by doing this. Additionally, if you check in online, the procedure might be simplified in the event that you are running late for your trip or need to make changes to your itinerary. If you fail to check in for your flight online, you run the risk of missing it, of having to pay extra costs, or of being rebooked onto a later aircraft. In general, checking in online is a simple and time-saving approach to guarantee that your vacation experience goes off without a hitch. 7. Not packing properly. The consequences of improper packing for a flight are many. In the first place, you could have to pay more if you pack too much, and your bags go over the weight restriction. Also, if your belongings aren't neatly packed, you may have trouble locating them after you reach your location. Delicate objects may be broken in transit if you don't take special care to pack them. Not carrying basics such as prescriptions or key papers might lead to considerable inconvenience, or even spoil your vacation. Also, be mindful of the TSA's 311 rule, which states that liquids, gels, and aerosols must be in containers of 3.4 ounces or less and placed in a single, clear, quart-sized bag. Planning ahead, checking the weight of your bags before you go, and packing in a manner that keeps everything secure while yet making it easy to get to what you need will help you prevent these kinds of problems. 6. Arriving at the airport late. There is a lot of unnecessary stress and possible issues that may arise if you get to the airport late while traveling, so it's best to avoid doing so if you can. First of all, you can miss your flight if you get there too close to the actual departure time and have to rush through check-in, security, and finding your gate. If this happens, you can miss your trip and have to pay more to either take another flight or buy a new ticket. If you're running late, there's a good chance you won't hear any announcements on gate adjustments or delays to your flight. Also, being at the airport early gives you more time to contact airport personnel in the event of an emergency. You may prevent these problems by giving yourself plenty of time to travel to the airport before your trip. 5. Not knowing baggage restrictions when traveling by airplane. One of the most common causes of headaches is a lack of familiarity with the various luggage limits. In the first place, it may result in extra fees and costs for checked luggage or bags that are large. In addition, if the weight restriction for your baggage is exceeded, you may be required to repack your belongings or leave goods behind, which is not only an annoyance but also increases the risk of losing important or emotional items. If you are not aware of the carry-on limits, you can end up having to check goods that you had planned to bring on board, which exposes such items to the possibility of being lost or damaged. It is crucial to do research on and have a solid understanding of the luggage limitations of the airline you will be traveling with well in advance of your trip. This will allow you to prevent any problems that may arise. 4. Not knowing your rights. It is important to familiarize yourself with your rights as a passenger, such as being compensated for a delayed or cancelled flight. A lack of awareness on the rights you have as a passenger on an airplane might result in unfavorable results. For instance, if you are unaware of your rights in the event that your flight is cancelled or delayed, you run the risk of losing out on the compensation or assistance to which you are legally entitled. In addition, if you are not familiar with your rights in regard to luggage, you run the danger of having your belongings stolen or damaged without receiving enough compensation in the event that this occurs. In addition, you might put yourself in jeopardy if you are not aware with the legal protections afforded to you in the event of a medical or other urgent issue. Before you board an airplane, it is essential that you get aware with the rights that you have as a passenger. This will guarantee that you are protected and give you the ability to deal with any possible problems that may arise during your journey. 3. Being unprepared for security. Not being prepared for security is a mistake to avoid when flying, as it can cause delays and inconvenience for both you and other passengers. This includes things like missing your flight because you didn't get to the airport in time to clear security, forgetting your ID or boarding card at home, or forgetting to put your liquids and devices in your carry-on luggage. It's not only that you risk having your belongings taken away if you don't follow TSA rules and regulations, but that doing so may be confusing and frustrating. Travelers seeking to catch their flights may experience annoyance and discomfort if the security queue has delays or backups because passengers are unprepared for security. If you want your airport security check to go smoothly and quickly, it's crucial that you study up on the latest rules and regulations well in advance of your flight. 2. Lacking cabin etiquette. If you don't pay attention to cabin etiquette, you and the people around you may have an unpleasant flight. This includes things like reclining your seat too much, chatting loudly, and letting your children run around the cabin, all of which invade the personal space of other passengers. In addition, delays and disturbances to the whole flight might result from passengers not complying with the flight attendant's instructions, such as turning off electronic devices during takeoff and landing or stowing carry-on luggage appropriately. Furthermore, disregarding personal cleanliness by, for example, applying too much cologne or perfume, might make the journey intolerable for others. To ensure that everyone on board has a nice and relaxing flight, it is essential that passengers be aware of and adhere to cabin etiquette. 1. Being unprepared for a layover. One of the worst ways to ruin a trip is to be unprepared for a layover. Not being prepared for a layover means things like forgetting to carry adequate food, drink, or entertainment, not checking for layover flight schedule and gate changes, or not figuring out how to make the most of the time. In addition, if you are unfamiliar with the airport, you may find it difficult to wait for your connecting flight or miss it altogether. Neglecting to plan for a layover might result in more waiting time, missed connections, and a higher bill. Therefore, in order to make the most of your layover time and prevent any unpleasant surprises, it is essential to prepare ahead, study your layover airport and flight information, and pack appropriately. Know that flying can be a stressful experience, but by avoiding these common mistakes, you can ensure a smooth and stress-free flight. Remember to check in online, pack properly, arrive at the airport on time, understand baggage restrictions, know your rights as a passenger, be prepared for security, be mindful of cabin etiquette, and prepare for a layover. Following these tips will make your flight experience much more enjoyable. Are you planning on booking a flight soon? Before you make your purchase, we invite you to watch our video on 3 things to consider when booking a flight. In this video, we'll go over important tips and considerations that will help you make the best decision for your travel needs. From finding the best deals to understanding the fine print of your ticket, our expert tips will ensure that you have a smooth and stress-free flight experience. So don't miss out on this valuable information and be sure to watch our video now. We guarantee that you'll be glad you did. Thank you for watching.